Hello and welcome people, Dark Forest Shadows here, and today I'm running through my hip flask p.s.k pocket survival kit. I had a request from someone on YouTube. Now over the years, like most people growing up, you make your little survival tin kits as such. I haven't done one for a number of years, and the aim behind this is to use a few different concepts with regards to the actual traditional, it's the Lofty Wiseman SAS Survival Guide. It's got the contents of what should be placed within a kit. There's a few things missing and a few things added. I hope you enjoy this. I'm not going to babble too much because there's a lot to get through, but there's the survival guide without the cover on. The concept that I've come up with is a hip flask. Now it holds as much fluid as a traditional tobacco tin, even though people advance into EDC pouches and God knows what nowadays. So I'm sort of trying to keep it a bit traditional and a bit more futuristic, so to speak. One of the main things that I realised with the survival kit side of things is distilling water, predominantly seawater. I know you can use solar seals and all that stuff. I'm not going to babble on. You should know sort of what the idea is. I'm not sure how the video is going to turn out. Now one thing I haven't done is sealed this completely. I could paracord wrap it, duct tape it, blah blah blah. It's going to look a bit battered because it's a hip flask and nobody has approached this side of things. Now it's a cheap hip flask. It's a 7 ounce. Don't know if you're getting this. And what I've done, I purchased two very cheap tin based flasks and cut the top off one to make it slightly bigger, and I've got a ruler here in front of you. Basically it's coming in at 15 centimeters. And the idea of this is to extend it slightly, so you've got a bit more, but it's a good size in my pocket. It does the job and it would work. I don't carry one as such. I use my keychain. Blah blah. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here, and I've tried to do it without touching my original equipment. There's no trickery or nothing. I'm just going to pull it all out, try to get it all down here, just run through it quickly. As you see, it's rammed. There's so much in here to get through. So if I could just get it all out and then explain, as you just see it all come out. Like I said, I'm not into trickery and all that. It's taken ages. That's the thing with pocket survival kits, is actually getting the stuff out. And as you can see in the depths there, it's just totally jammed. So this may even be a failed video because it might take 3 hours to get the bloody stuff out. But bit by bit I shall dismantle this and then run through it. Just bear with me. And the thing is, it's an awkward shape, however it fits nicely in the pocket. Another thing, the total combined weight of this current system is just under a kilo. It's starting to come out, so bear with me. It should all come out in one big pull. One thing is, I don't lie, I'm not here to be better than no one and all that. I just like working on these little concept ideas and sharing them if anyone's interested. But basically, just emptied the bottom half. You can see it's grounded, where I used a grinder and all that, and just chopped it. Now it is a cheap one, it is tin based, and the seal is crap. Now I've looked into more expensive hip flasks that are totally sealed, so I would be able to cook water with this unit. Get the rest of this out. But one of the main things was distilling water, the solar still, which is possible with the tobacco tin, but I thought this concept would be a lot easier. So basically you just wedge the top on with your fluid in. Now here I got a piece of bamboo. As an example, you could use a stick or whatever out in the wild, and then you'd wedge that in the top like so, and boil your water. Obviously the steam would come out the top and then go into another container, which is somewhere here, which is the pour and store. Pour and store, so that would go into the pour and store to obtain water. It looks like I've had an accident here with something going on in there. These are let's stick with the still at the minute. This here is off of the Mini Works water filter. It's the intake housing I was on about, and what I found, I haven't actually tried this, but I assume it would make a basic slingshot catapult. It's just rubber tubing, but it's got a good stretch. I've taped it all up neatly as such, but yeah, a real good stretch on it, so it could be a small micro slingshot. And again, with the cable ties, reusable ones, that is a slingshot. But not only that, this tube here, it's a bit bent, just have to pop it all out. I'm hoping I could like slice the ends just to wedge over this. So this is my tubing from the solar still, just the water still, not solar. Well, I guess you could if it's hot enough, but you see the concept behind that idea. I don't need the bamboo. And basically I was on about to somebody on YouTube, on their survival kit, it was budget bug out, I do believe, about cutting the bottom off a whistle. A lot of faffing around trying to get the crap out of the whistle. However, when space is required inside that whistle, I got some charcoal. Again, I was going to put a pencil in, but my girlfriend suggested the charcoal. You can still write, it's not waterproof. However, you can use this to settle your stomach, and for lighting fire, the same as the pencil. With the sunshade mini sundial, I could use this file. But yeah, it's just another suggestion. That's the good thing about survival kits. There's other things I could put in, but I'm just going to basically put my finger over this and whistle, and it still works. So there you go, budget bug out. Not a lot you can put in there, but it's extra space. And again, the whistle, I'd have to put a piece of tape around the outlet there, but again, this would go into there. I said it's a concept and I'm working on this as such. If anything, just chucking it out there for people to ponder over. But I got some good uses from this. I got a whistle, obviously boiling water, purifying, or taking out the salt if need be through the still, and also the slingshot. Now I may do a little video with just testing this as such. But yeah, it's a good concept idea. Like I said, the hip flask is a cheap one, so if you look for a better quality, you're going to get a sealed unit rather than a cheap tin weld. Chuck that out of the way with a whistle and the bag, obtaining water, purifying. In here I've got various pills, some paracetamol, ibuprofen, stronger painkillers, about a dozen chlorine tablets. Nothing too major, it's a survival kit, it's what you can get in there. That's over there. I got a new little K2, do the job. I know there's smaller ones, this is just more of a concept, I keep saying. Again, the cable ties, many uses. The charcoal, put that there, move that bit of grass. This is the only main thing that I've taken from my fire kit is the magnifying glass, because I couldn't be asked to buy one. Blah blah blah. Again, I got the tea light tray folded up, which would work with the wick. And also, you've seen me eat coconut oil. Now, because it's warm, it has actually gone into a liquid form. But again, that in the tea light is a candle and edible, which is suggested in the survival guide. The basic cheap wire saw, which can be a snare. Talking to snares, traps or whatever, this here is just enough. This is about 3 meters of snare wire, enough for 3 more snares attached to paracord, which would be on the outside of the tin. That's there. Just a basic Stanley blade. Loads of these kicking around. They're handy, as you know, just to protect your hand as such. And with the file, I'm able to sharpen that. Again, I just purchased a new knife. I'll go into that in a second. A small button compass, a wound pad, a good plaster, some moleskin in there, and some butterfly stitches. And again, with the needle and thread, you can magnetize the needle through nylon clothing, but I could use the thread for stitching as well. That's there for the medical side, nothing spectacular. A tampon, fire starting, wounds and all that sort of stuff. This here is, I was telling you in the fire kit about the little tea light candle thing. Got that with a wick in, that was in there. Glucose tablets, bit of energy. Some salt in a tube there. And this one here is a hexy tablet crushed up into a tube. And again, I could drop in the coconut oil into this with a wick, a little tiny candle. It's going to be fumey, plasticky smell, but the safety pin required for fishing. And this is where the fishing, this is excellent. I've just discovered this. I'm going to be babbling on a bit, but what this is here is a fish, obviously. And these come in the sushi takeaway boxes that you get in local supermarkets, grocery stores as such. And they contain soy sauce. So what I've done here is included iodine, which is for wounds and also purifying water. Now it's only going to do about 2 to 3 litres or flush a wound as such, but it's a good little gimmick. And also it's the shape of a fish, which could possibly be used for a fishing lure. And around the tail end of it in this tape, don't know if you're getting that little strand there, is fishing line. Enough for one line out. I guess it's about 8 to 10 meters wrapped around there, possibly a bit less. And again, talking on the fishing side, here is a little tiny wooden spoil I've made. Shaved it right down. Let's just take the tape off. Quite handy. It's a new little development. I put one into my keychain fishing kit now because it holds a bit more and it's a bit more compact. So I've just got a piece of wood and carved it right down in the middle. Just wound on the fishing line. So I've got 2 lines there. I've got 6 shot, and what that is just a little plastic tubing from sweets and stuff. I've mounted the ends like a fire straw, so they're compact, and again they could go in the whistle out the way. It's just a good idea cutting the bottom off. It's a bit more space, not a lot, but space is tight with the p.s.k's. But yeah, I like this little fishing setup. And again, I just got 4 or 5 hooks there in the tape, which I could tape to that as such. But again, that would be a float lure. It's just a nice little kit. I haven't tried it. Again, it's finding the time as such. This was from somebody on YouTube. I think his name was 5320 or something, and he suggested these loyalty cards with a mirror. So again, you got signalling, grooming as such. You might have a spider come on camera. Just floated by. This here is eye wash. Again, you can use that for a wound as such. Where's the torch? This here I'll go through this with my lighting videos, but again, another little trick. In the UK we get around Christmas time chocolate sweets, various brands, and they come in cellophane wrappers. Now these I use for lenses over my lighting. They're cheap, cheerful, and they do the job. And I just got a, sorry about the camera, a rubber O-ring that I slot over just to hold it in place. Doesn't matter if you lose it, but it's got a nice green lens on there. I don't know if you're getting that in this blazing sun. Again, I got a red one there, and you just pop them on. Seeing that? But I'll go through that with my lighting video, which will be coming soon. A little hacksaw blade, nothing spectacular. As I said, it's a concept. I got a good size fire steel in here, and again I can use the Stanley blade and the file as such to ignite a fire. I thought a full size one rather than just a little tiny cut off one, because survival with knowledge and using the outdoor materials, this would last a lot longer when everything else is depleting and failing as such. Whether we'll actually get round to using one, I don't know. It's dependent. The army have continued the tradition for years, so this is just a little bit of fun for me. A little mini bic, again with a cable tie, keeping it from diffusing. That's in the kit as well. And then on to the last thing. It's bloody typical, it's in my bag somewhere. You bear with me, I'm not trying to put something up that I shouldn't, I'm just trying to find something just to let you people know. On my keychain, I've just purchased this true utility little lock knife, just a bigger size for work mainly, because the smaller one, which was on the keychain here, the blade broke. Very disappointed. I know I used a grinder at work to sharpen them because I'm lazy, but I was a bit disappointed that that broke. So in a survival situation, I wouldn't recommend personally using true utility. They're not a strong, robust blade, but then for the size, what do you expect? But there's better companies and qualities out there, so that's a good little lesson. Over the years you get kit failing, and again I wouldn't use a locking knife in a survival kit as such, which is a bit contradicting to myself considering I just uploaded this, but this is a concept. It's just a bit of fun. I was asked to do something, so I just got a bloody motorbike coming by. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this up. Not happy with that, so I will change the blade as such for the keychain, because I believe more in my keychain than a pocket survival kit. So I will be adding a few additions in time. I'll just give you a spin round and show you where the racket's coming from. Stand up and just... What it is, it's a humid day from the heat wave we've been having. It's got the clouds setting in now with rain, so it's a good time to wrap this up. I babbled on far too much. But again, with a bug out location, don't know if you're getting that, I can zoom in a bit. A nice hill fort that's in use. So a possible takeover, a stealth mission as such. who knows, when it all goes tits up, God knows what we'll be doing. But there's a fortified fort on top of a bloody great hill. But again, nice little viewpoint. Somewhere over there, in amongst all that urban sprawl, is where I live. But again, thanks for your time, thanks for watching. Sorry for babbling on, and I'll catch you later.